All right, welcome to the initial video for creating the crankshaft, where we have a crankshaft connected to a piston that's mounted in a block as an assembly. This particular assembly has 8 components. You'll be creating all 8 components and assembling those with the motion. You have the example up. I want all the files kept in a single folder. The approach to this is going to be a little different than what we've done in the past. Most of your projects, and we've been moving for the last few weeks, kind of gradually moving towards um, not having step-by-step instructions, but getting enough information where you have to think about it and go through the design a little bit, determine how you're going to do certain things. Well, in this particular project, you're not going to get any step-by-step instructions. These videos aren't going to walk you through the completion of the project step by step. You're going to get hints and measurements, dimensions. You're going to be working from dimension sheets. Let's take the crankshaft for example. That's this particular piece of the model here. Let's highlight the crankshaft. There we go. There's the crankshaft. So let's go over here, and there's the crankshaft. Okay. Um, that's the first piece. The next video is going to cover putting how I went about it, kind of giving you some ideas and hints and talking through the dimensions of how I created this piece. Let's look at the drawing for the crankshaft. This is what you're going to be creating the crankshaft from. So you've got all the dimensions that you need in this particular document, this dimension sheet, to create the crankshaft. You don't have all the dimensions. You're going to have to derive some of those dimensions yourself. I've given you enough to make fairly easy, but you don't get it all. So that's just what we're going to. That's real life. Now, I have assisted a bit. I have given you images of some of my sketches up here. There's also a folder out on Rockspace that has a collection of images. I think there's probably somewhere between 15 and 20 images of various steps in my design process for these components. So you can go look at those as well. But you got to fish for the information in those. It's not spoon-fed to you. Now, I'm going to drag over what you'll have, which is a PDF version of the document. Beautiful thing about a PDF document is it's kind of like a vector image, and you can zoom in as much as you like, and it doesn't pixelate. So you can get a good close-up view of the images that I've given you, even though they don't look so large on the document provided. So I have 2 versions of my sketches here. The version on the right is prior to trimming out a bunch of lines. Okay. The image on the left, that blink, I don't know what that was. The image on the left is kind of the final product of this particular sketch. This is my first sketch. And I create those in pieces. So you can see I created a circle here and another circle inside of it. I knew this distance, created an arc from that particular point, derived where these straight edges should be based upon the width and where they intersected with the circle. and then was able to do some connecting because I knew this length, connecting of the uh, gaps that were remaining. Trimmed away what wasn't necessary, and that's what you'll be left with. The sketch gives you this dimension here. It's not really relevant because that's not how you derive it. So that's just, let's take it back down. And that's the information that you'll get. An example of the information you'll get. And I have some notes in there of how to create this particular piece or component. So we're about at the end of this video. This is just the introduction. Gives you a little insight of how we're going to go forward. I will start on the crankshaft in the next video where we will kind of get an idea of the steps that you go through. But once again, it's not going to be in detail. It's going to give you an idea of how to proceed. I'm not just throwing you in the pool without something to float with. Okay, so I'm going to give you a chance, but it is very different than what we've done before. So just be prepared, slow down, think about what you're doing. And I'll see you in the next video when we talk about the crankshaft. If I can get my mouse over to that screen. There we go.